Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation, and we're on round 4 of the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. And tonight's round is Dubai Autodrome International, and is their 4th round out of the 5-round series. There's going to be some exciting racing tonight. Into the session, we'll be having 15 minutes of practice. Weather is clear. 15 minutes of qualifying, weather is light cloud, and then the sprint race is 11 laps, weather is clear with no mandatory pit. Then we have a 10-minute break and head into session 2. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying, weather is clear. Then the main race is 22 laps, weather will progress from light cloud through to clear with a mandatory pit requirement. Last week we had Sami still maintain a strong position for the championship lead after the 3rd round, leading by 170 points. So he's sitting on 724 with Philly on 554, and it's a very close battle for the rest of the spots on the podium. We'll look at the results from last week. We're at Long Beach Street Circuit. Sami's winning streak broken, with Wiradjuri taking the victory after qualifying 2nd and also taking the fastest lap bonus points, with Sami qualifying pole. And then on into the main race, we had Sami qualify pole again and yet take victory. However, we were taking the fastest lap bonus points. And we'll go over and have a look at the track as we get ready to load into the session. So over to UAE. Game session time is 9 AM. Track length is 4.32 kilometers, and there are 12 turns on this version of Dubai. It's a fantastic little track. It's going to be some very tight, short racing. It's going to be quite tough on the tyres for the cars, so they're going to hopefully notice to be scrubbing them out quite quickly. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies they put into place with the tyres. If you are just joining us for the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. Do appreciate the growing support. And also, don't forget to use all those controls underneath the stream. I just had a little freeze on my side here. Could actually change view for a moment, so we now crossed over to a different cut. So it's all working back again. As I was saying, there is a bunch of sound effects controls underneath the streams. You can applaud, cheer, boo, do some other fun sound effects to do have some fun playing around with all of those. The full 16 cars out on the track for Dubai tonight. One of the braking markers being taken out in my view, but it didn't look like it would be the case for the actual stream. When you join us for the stream, don't forget to jump into the chat, say hello, let us know who you're here to cheer on, who you think is going to take the pole and victory. Well, our championship leader, Sami, managed to start to return to his clean sweep streak, having it broken last week with Wera taking a victory away in the sprint race and the fastest lap bonus points. And they're not quite recommencing a clean sweep, missing out on those fastest lap bonus points in the main race. We'll make our way down through the list. It's got Belaki. Lucky is currently running tied 12th in the championship with Rooney. He's got 180 points. Just up ahead is Wera with 204. The boy currently parked up into the pits. The boy currently 20th after some heavy penalties in last week's round. Several no redress penalties, costing him quite a fair few points. Hopefully he can have a good run this weekend, recover some points. Oh, I just missed DK Rush. He's very closely battling out Gallon 350. He's only trailing by 3 points for the 3rd position on the championship. And he's is very tight indeed. Dirty Monkey currently running in 17th position. Just ahead of him is Doggy Daddy. And doing it all from the controller out there, so kudos to Dirty being able to handle this beast on the controller. Of course, our championship leader, he has a very strong finish tonight. He'd definitely be going into the final round almost with a win for the championship. It is big points. There's 240 points up for grabs for a win next week. And having a mediocre result tonight could definitely see Philly within grasp of a championship win. Especially if there's any instance that may cost him some points as well. It's a very cautious race for Sami. Doggy Daddy. Car number 28. 26. No, it's 28. Philly Manilli running second in the championship. He's going to be having his eyes set on taking a win away from Sami tonight. He needs to try and get a clean sweep, and that's going to put him in a very good position to be able to go into the final round at Bathurst and have a shot at taking a championship win. We'll jump on board for a lap with a car in a moment. Hopefully we should be coming to you in full 1080p, so trialling the first time with Project Cars 2 at full HD on Twitch. Sounds pretty exciting. Hopefully it's looking fantastic for you guys. DK Rush in with the fastest time for practice so far, 1:32.7. Did see some very consistent fast times last night in the practice session with the guys. I didn't jump on track, we were just testing out all for the 1080 HD stream tonight. And there's a lot of 1:33s, very tight and very consistent lap times by the majority of the drivers. We're seeing that already in this practice session. DK setting 1:32.7, then followed by Demon FX with 1:33.153. It's less than half a second away from DK's time. Bobby in not too far behind as well, only 2 tenths away from Demon's time. Let's park that car up into the pits at the moment. Setting a nice 1:33.563. Going a 1:33.9. Cliff doing well for one more 34.134. Pretty neat time, 1:34.134. Both Mick and Gallen copying a bit of a brunt in some incidents last week. Especially Gallen towards the back end, been taken out. Only 10 laps remaining. Hopefully, better luck run for himself tonight. Simo Simsel. I think he's just approaching up behind Steph at the moment. Steph not making last week's round. Few drivers to get times on the board. This should be a first time lap for Steph. Doesn't appear to be, no. Marky Mark also looking to get a first time lap. Just a little bit slippery for Sami. I'm not sure if he's trying to get some temp into those tyres. He just brings that into the pits. Probably gonna, the commentator's curse, coming up pretty close to a BK going in and finding his way into the pits. Like Corby's trying to get some temp into there, ready for a real hot lap. Philly's just gone for a big spill. Seeing on my feed that, as you can see, we're just off to the side there. Validated current time. To jump forward with Corby. Down through the final corner onto pit straight. Nice long pit straight. Down to a long sweeping right hand corner for turn 1. Almost anticipation to go up to the left there. Probably have a variation of the GP. We head up in towards the infield. A couple of technical sections. Should be approach. Sorry, already through sector 1. This is sector 2. And through the hairpins. Very cautious on that throttle, especially for the exit curves. They are quite slippery. Nice and wide for the next hairpin. End of sector 2. Another hairpin into an uphill section. Very slippery, almost another hairpin. For the final corner. Getting a perfect run here, nice and late turn. You can use that apex curve straight up to the exit. And we'll get some great speed running down onto pit straight. That was 1.5 seconds quicker than his best time so far. And that is only 0.002 away from Sami's time. So that's a 1:31.788 and a 1:31.787. That is super tight. Cannot get much closer than that. Marky Mark now getting a time on the board. Coming in with 1:33.172. It's a very nice time. Not sure if he's waving to put in some temp into those tyres. That was potentially a little bit of slip, a bit of oversteer, or putting the foot down just a little bit too early on that corner. And if you're joining us for the stream, do let us know if the audio levels aren't quite right. Did tinker with it all last night, so hopefully it is all working nicely. Using that nice crisp picture as well as the audio. Delayed catch out of where T-Rex is. The cameraman's not wanting to find him. There's 1.5 minutes remaining of practice. Oh, big broad slide for Gallant. Cool Boy doing well with some 1:34.257. A little bit slippery. I think that's Corby just flying up along behind him. Going to be using that draft to try and get every little bit of speed out of this car as he can. A lot of noise coming out of that FG. Demon comes down into turn 1. He had some great speed. Very late brake coming down into that corner. Billy running second in the championship. Currently setting a 1:33.563. 1.7 seconds away. Well, that was Corby that had just gone off, taking some front end damage. 7 seconds remained for the practice session. T-Rex, that's a shame. For those that don't have the chat, T-Rex mentioning that he's having some troubles tonight. He's sprained his ankle today, so he's got some pain. I know Mick Cliff also a little bit injured tonight. I was mentioning last night and tonight as well, having some back and leg issues. That's probably rather uncomfortable for a couple of the guys tonight trying to drive. I definitely do sympathise. Simo going for a little bit of a play, taking a dab at, I think that was Corby, or was that Blarkey? I'm not sure who that is. That was Blarkey's car. Blarkey always up for doing a burnout, using what's left of his tyres in between each session. It may have actually been Blarkey's car that we saw take that front end damage, not Corby's. Probably enough time to be able to get this last lap done, but he's making himself familiar with pit lane. Drivers do need to familiarise themselves where the pit entrance is. Demo also having a little bit of a play, trying to cross the line. Probably going to do a handbrake, I would assume, get that car into a big slide. Some pre-qualifying entertainment courtesy of Simo and Blarkey. So we've got 10 seconds and then we'll be heading into the qualifying session. There's 25 points on the line for pole. Can Sami replicate that time? He's going to have some fierce competition between himself and Corby. With only a difference of 0.002, there is not much in it at all. Can't even... There's a fair bit actually in sectors, probably sector 3 being the biggest difference between the two. So there's a good 0.1 to make up there. So pole position could definitely be stolen. So we'll head over into the qualifying now. Drivers have got 15 minutes to qualify for race 1. Philly O'Wera is just fun in the pit. I think probably turning a little bit early. It's coming out of those stalls. You aren't quite with your peripheral vision for the cars. In those cockpit views, like coming up the tyres doing a burnout pit lane. You cannot see that there is actually a wall next to you when you are in the track. unfortunately, some drivers turning right straight away or left to exit the pit stall and the pit lane usually takes damage and have to bring the car straight back into the pits, and you've only just crept forward a few inches. Quite unfortunate. I have done that plenty of times myself. Well, the cars scrambled out on the track waiting for T-Rex and DK. T-Rex with his sprained ankle may be waiting to give a little bit of space and just play cautiously out there. DK also opting to head out a little bit later. Ah, that's awesome, Slappy. It would be good to see you back on track again. Be sure to jump in and put your name down on the sessions. I do know they have filled up pretty quickly. We're playing cautious at the moment, just holding that car back. A little bit slow on that final corner. He's not going to use this lap as his fast lap, so just to get some temp into those tyres. Billy just exiting the pits now. Yeah, Slappy, definitely. We've got about probably 6 or 7, I think, waiting on reserve for each race at the moment. We're starting to grow to a point where we're contemplating running a second division. Obviously not broadcasted, but just to be able to have a second comp running alongside. That may be something we need to look at doing next year. Drivers definitely using a much slower pace lap to try and get these cars up to temp. Game session time is now 10 AM, so it's progressed by an hour. Demon Effects not letting up, getting in a 1:32.175 for his first timed lap. That is super quick. And Wera definitely wasn't actually holding back, a 1:31.912. It really looked like he was holding back from that last corner. He definitely wasn't. That is very quick, 1:31.912. Oh, too quick there. Good thing with sliding out here, you don't have to bring the car back to the pits if you don't take damage. It'll invalidate that time, but it's much quicker just to complete that lap, have it untimed, and get around for another timed lap with a good set of hot tyres. When they do bring the car back into the pits, it does reset the car back to cold tyres again, and then that out lap doesn't count as it is. And then that does take up that crucial time for qualifying. DK's setting in only a temp away from Wera's time, almost breaking into the 1:31s. Championship leader Sami, very conservative first time lap at 1:40. I'm sure if he was trying to hold back and try and get a good run. Do need to play a little bit of tactics with qualifying. Don't want to be held up behind any slower traffic. And you can also make do with tucking in behind a similarly paced driver and really take advantage of that slipstream and get a few extra Ks. And here comes Sami, stealing pole back from Wirra, a 1:31.580. Billy also in the 1:31s, just broken through. Very similar time to Wirra, 1:31.912 and a 9:54. Yeah, that would be an idea, Slappy. And the sound of these V8s are spectacular. We'll jump on board for a lap with our championship leader in a moment. Corby's just brought the car into the pits. Gallen's qualified a 1:32.601. Let's put him in 7th position. Marky Mark having a few issues. Being turned around there. Cliff qualified at 1:33, putting him in 9th position. Yes, we should be set to probably jinx Sami here now. Where the old commentators curse on him. We do get the bad luck straight away into the pits. We'll see who else is out there about to cut a full lap that we can jump on board with. Alright, stay with Marky Mark. In the FG Falcon roared down pit straight of Dubai. A little bit of traffic coming out of pit lane. They do come out into the racing line of the apex through turn 1. Drivers would be greatly appreciative of the much more open space to this track compared to last week. Long Beach is a very narrow corridor of walls. The incident report was probably one of the largest written incident reports I've actually had to do. I did quite a fair bit of work checking out all the incidents. And then of course it's not half expected with Long Beach Street Circuit. A tidy lap, Marky Mark so far. 0.272 off his best lap at the end of Sector 2. Sector 2 and 3 are going to be the more tricky of sectors. Start of Sector 3 a little bit tricky, but just getting that good perfect run on for the final corner is key. That's going to line you up for that next lap. And Sami's pole position has been taken away by Demon Effects. Can't jump on with Gallen. Yeah, we definitely have to jinx him. As mentioned, I was hitting you up for your awesome setup from the fantastic drive you had at Dubai under lights probably about a year ago, and then you had that spectacular crash on the last corner of the last lap of the main race. We were just talking about it in the lobby just beforehand. That incident even being the whole introduction to blue flag penalties and incidents into our ruling system. It was a spectacular stack Noticing a few little lag skips with Gallen's car. Yeah, definitely some lag skipping around. We didn't jinx him, we definitely improved his lap nearly half a second quicker. He did break the curse. I think it was last week we jumped on board with Wira for some spectacular laps as well. Wira, Philly and DK all around the half a second mark away from pole time. And that is still very quick. It's nearly a 1:32 flat by DK Rush. And he landed a 1:32 in one of his first time laps, just under 3.5 minutes remaining of qualifying. Dami still doing well, qualifying in second position. A couple of points difference between pole and second. As long as he maintains a top position and can still finish probably within the top 5 in each of the races, he's going to have a pretty good shot at coming into the final round next week with the huge points up for grabs. There's 25 points for pole. In sprint races, there's 60 points for the win. The main race each week is 120 points for the win. And then for the final endurance race, it's just the one big race next week. A whole 240 points up for grabs for a win. Yes, I think it's going to be pretty good for the Formula Rookie Cup. That's what we will be opening with for 2022. And for iRacing, the Skip Barber Series will be our opening series. Simo showing a little bit of damage to that car. It's residual visual has brought the car in since. Blaki having some issues. He's just parked that up waiting for a mate at the moment. Hasn't got a time on the board. Not even sure where he's on the track. About halfway through a lap. Not sure what's going on. Our way up through the list, there's only just under a minute to go. There'll be enough time for Doggy to get across the line and get another timed lap in. He's currently qualifying in 15th with a 1:36. Death also in with a 1:36, just brought that car back into the pits, that's her done. Dirty Monkey currently qualifying 13th for 1:35.5. Also in the 1:35s is T-Rex. Will he have enough time to cross the line and be able to get another lap in? Yes, he should have enough time. That's qualifying now complete. T-Rex and I think Dirty Monkey both just crossing the line in time, so that'll allow them to get around for one more lap. Timo currently qualifying in 11th, Coolboy in 10th. Few drivers bringing the cars in. Demon's just parked up. Going qualifying in 7th. Our front starters are all currently in the pits. Malaki's come back to life to go out and burn up the rest of his tyres. should have enough time. There's 55 seconds remaining. It should be enough for all the last few cars to get their final laps done. Not sure if that was a little lag turn. If he was contemplating bringing the car into the pits. Decided to smoke it up as well. Simo also having some fun. T-Rex going to do a handbrakey across the line. Palaki and Gallen both doing burnouts for us before we head into the sprint race. Race number 1 for round 4 at Dubai. Run down pit straight, getting a nice show from Gallen. Palaki doing some nice circle work. Not getting a time in for qualifying though. Not sure what was going on. We have Demon Effects taking pole position, and then the rest of the starting group: me, Corby, DK, Wira, Philly, Gallen, Marky Mark, McCliff, T-Rex, Coolboy, Simo Simsel, Dirty Monkey, Steph, Doggy Daddy, and Balaki. Didn't get timed lap in. So over to the grid now. And this series is full custom setup. The drivers have full control over the setup of their cars. As the drivers are changing their setups, you'll see the car dip down. They've got a couple of minutes to hit that ready button to ensure they make the start. Otherwise they do see themselves disqualified and sent to the pits. Starting grid quite staggered at Dubai. Pole having quite a good advantage. Only about a half a car length just up ahead. Damon will have to ensure he gets a very good runoff here. So he's going to have to work extra hard as he's going to be on the inside coming into turn 1. Going to be offline, having to shave off a lot more speed to be able to make that big sweeping right. If he's going to battle out Demon in the first turn, he needs to try and get him on the straight. Otherwise they'll be having to fight door to door around turn 1. All drivers hit that ready button. It's now syncing up, ready to see the lights drop green. Ooh, a few cars nudging forward. Corby then just rolling back. That could almost been a jump start for a couple. Corby ducking away. Then he gets away a little bit slow. Corby sneaking up in between Sami. They're going 3 wide, almost 4 wide, down pit straight. It's going to be tight here. Sandwiching Corby. Just tucks in between Sami and Demon. I think there was probably a little bit of touch between the nose and tail of Demon and Corby. Only just fit into that gap. That is super tight racing. Ellen and DK both getting away pretty good. Closing in on the leaders. Corby starting to put some pressure on Demon. Demon's not going to have a very easy first lap. Corby's been in his mirror for most of it. He's only just starting to slip away through that sector. Demon keep up this pace. Looks like we've had a pretty good clean start to lap 1. bit of oversteer. The Corby looked like he lost a little bit of speed. That's allowed Sami to be able to close in. He's going to use the slipstream advantage here. Is he going to be able to commit to a pass? It's not enough speed to get up along the inside of him. Corby also looks to go for the outside manoeuvre. Well, actually a little bit of lag. He did just sidestep back in. Oh, Sami's just ran it very wide into a spin. He's following suit with Corby. Corby did run wide. I don't know if it was a bit of object fixation and then following the same line. It's going to be unfortunate for Sami. I think it may have actually been a pretty clean spin. I think he only took some side damage. That's Coolboy just ahead of him. Apparently got some heavy front damage to that car. That's now allowing DK to be able to set sight on Corby. Can he close that gap in and have a go at taking position 2? Gallon feeling some pressure from Wirra. Billy not too far away. Wirra was right on his tail. I think even a tiny little friendly bump might have been there. Wirra gets him on the inside line. Great running through there. Gallon's still flying away. Wirra's going to own this track position coming down the turn 1. He has a lot more speed to shave off. He can almost do a switchback here. Not enough speed to be able to get that switchback. Gallon also running wide on that same section where Corby ran. That's where we saw Sami take the spin. Billy almost nosing in to go for an inside line, but they didn't have him set for the next corner. Just trying to find an opening, try and sneak through. A race lead Demon Effects currently on lap 3. He's got 1.2 seconds away from Corby. DK trying to close that gap in on Corby. However, he's got Wirra quickly closing in behind him, so he's going to be feeling some pressure. Oh, another brake marker taken out. Mark closing in behind Steph. And Cliff and T-Rex both closing down on Coolboy. Luke's car looking a little bit damaged as well. I think T-Rex has taken a scrape. Coolboy's car is flapping about, runs a little bit wide. Loses the position to Mick Cliff. Corby starting to close the gap down on Demon. Shaved a few tenths off his lap time. Last lap around was 133.5 for Demon at 133.3 for Corby. And still close between Wirra, Gallon and Philly. Clarkey looking to do battle with Dirty for position 7. Clarkey having a great run considering he didn't get in a qualifying time, started in 16th position, on lap 4 in P8 and goes for a pass on the last corner. A very nice move, tucks in just in front, blocks that line. Sami also following the same, now side by side with Dirty. Looks like he's going to try and take both of them on through turn one. That'll be a risky move if he does. Good pace, gets around Dirty. Tucks back in behind Balaki. Where it went all wrong for Sami early on. I think it may have just been, he should have slowed down, he's just dropped off a fair bit of speed. He's just given those positions back. We're in DK now, battling it out. We're looking for an inside opportunity. Billy also tucking in very tight behind Gallon 350. Two very different lines coming through that sector. Drivers really running wide on that corner. Not sure if he's actually then issuing them a slowdown. That's where we saw Sami start to drop off some speed and then gave those two positions back. Not sure if ignoring a slowdown request at that point would actually be too costly. You can see on the board at the moment, post-race time penalties, Balaki wearing 1 second, marking mark 2 seconds. And you see the red number on the standings board. That is meaning they have got themselves a post-race time penalty. Race leaders, no movement. They're still battling it out. They haven't had an easy task. They've kept about the same gap between each other. DK's had Wera in his mirror for quite some time. Gallon the same with Philly. Demon was starting to put a little bit of space between himself and Corby. Corby did have DK sitting tight behind him, putting on a little bit of pressure, but Corby's now started to really pull away. He's got himself dialed in and looking to take on Demon. A lot quicker coming down into the approach for the corner. Corby seen chasing down Demon effects. They're in sector 3 currently. Severing that throttle. Demon lap of 134.225, Corby at 133.820. A little bit of slip in Demon's car as that back right locks up. Oh, we've just cursed Corby, gone in for a spin. That's allowed DK to move up into P2. stage of the race. I wouldn't be surprised if those that are running on softs at the moment would be finding it a little bit skatey. Billy's still looking to try and get around Gallen. Bobby's recovered down into 4th position. It's allowed Wera to move up for a shot at the podium. He's 5 seconds away from the race lead. Colby's spin definitely going to be an advantage to Demon. His race pace was starting to drop off. I think there's possibilities conserving tyres now. Try and get them to last out for the remaining 3 laps. DK is starting to quickly close that gap in. He's a good 2 seconds quicker than Demon's last lap. That lap was 1 second quicker. We're now on lap 9 of 11. He could definitely catch up to him by the end. Taken some front end damage. Gonna be a little bit of aero. Gallen goes out very wide. He's looking to get around Corby. Corby currently lacking that speed. Ooh, a little bit of lag. Gallen slightly offline in that corner. Got under the brakes and then locking, and then you could see, I'm sure if that was the same on the stream screen, there was a good gap between the two in the braking area. The cars reacted to contact. And DK able to see Demon just up ahead. Can they catch up to him within the last couple of laps? Billy currently running 4th position. He's 4 seconds away from Wera. If he can get himself on the podium, it's probably going to be doing himself well for the championship. With Sami currently dropping down into 7th position. A little bit of oversteer for DK. He tries to get the car across the track. Did also put Wera off just slightly. Those tyres are probably going to be well cooked at this point. I'm not sure of what track temperatures would be like currently. Probably be high enough that they'd be able to get away with some hard tyres. Be surprised if they do go some hards for the main race. Front approach for the final lap now. Demon Effects has led for the full length of the race. He's done well for the first race of round 4. A little lag skip shown from Wera. That is almost going to go out wide into the next corner, get a nice run on through. I was hoping DK was going to be a little bit offline so he could just take that perfect golden line through those 2 corners. Sami now on the tail of Gallant. Sami looking to reclaim as many positions as he can. Sitting very close. We're going to have a nice slip here. Gallant blocks on both lines. I mean, not having enough pace to get out and around. Not quite enough to get around yet. We've just had Demon FX crossing the line, taking victory. DK on the podium in P2 and we're in P3. Billy crosses in position 4, Corby in 5th position. He does have a time second penalty. Will Sami reclaim a spot? Just inches ahead of Gallant. Gallant also wearing a time second penalty. Mark sliding that car across the track. T-Rex in 9th. Dirty Monkey in 10th. And Cliffring up in 11th position. 50 seconds left. Balaki and Simo battling it out through the last corners. Balaki gets Simo just, but he's got a time second penalty. I think it may be 2 seconds. That's going to cost him. So they cross the line, but Simo takes the position back. So we're crossing in 12th, Balaki in 13th. Stefan approach the final corner now. A little bit wide. 19 seconds, get the last lap. Sun crosses the line in 14th. Doggy Daddy in 15th. We see everyone home. Cool Boy has parked. I'm not sure what's going on there. Where we have Demon Effects taking victory for race 1 tonight. A great start for Demon. Congratulations. And also to DK Rush on the P2 on the podium and P3. Congratulations to our podium finishers. And then the rest of the standings are Philly Minelli, Corby, Sami, Gallant, Marky Mark, T-Rex, Dirty Monkey, Mick Cliff, Simo Simsel, Balaki, Steph, Doggy Daddy, and Cool Boy. We'll be having about a 10-minute break. And then we'll be... Oh, there you go. Cool Boy's jumped in the chat. He actually ran out of fuel. So not enough fuel to get himself home for the race. So running out on lap 10. So that's what was going on there. So we will be having a 10-minute break and then heading into session 2 where we've got 15 minutes of qualifying. So another 25 points up for grabs. And then the main race with 120 points on the line for victory. And it is 22 laps with a mandatory pit. With the exciting, tight racing we've seen from our drivers in race 1 tonight. Race 2 is going to be great, so do stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly. And welcome back for session 2 of round 4 of the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. We did just see Demon Effects take victory in the opening race for round 4. He had led for the full 11 laps. And of course, we are in the UAE for round 4. Track length is 4.32 kilometers. And this is the international variation of the track. There are several variants for Dubai Autodrome. And there are 12 turns in this track. Current conditions will be clear. Scrambling out on track. I don't know if that was Corby or Larky. It must have been Corby. I think Mark first to get out onto the track. All drivers mentioning being on the softs towards the back end of the race. A little bit slippery. Cold tyres in that first corner for Mark. Oh no, Doggy Day's just copping himself a grid place penalty. He's received one grid place penalty, speeding in the pits. Mark's just brought that car back in. So running the wrong setup. Drivers discussing a few little variations they may be looking at doing to the car. Try and get a little bit more speed and downforce. Out on track, having run out of fuel, not finishing the race, running out on lap 10. Fish is trying to get some temp into those tyres on that straight. Allen is in behind him. Sami. I think that's also T-Rex, or is it Demon? And it's Demon and Sami. Both really trying to get those tyre temps up. About halfway through the out lap. Should be coming on to crossing the line for the first time laps now. Yes, it should be some crossing now. Whereas all lined up ready for his first time lap. Great speed on through that final corner. Takes turn 12 wonderfully. A little bit slippery still down through turn 1. Same again in turn 2. This is where we see a lot of drivers go wide. Turn 3. Steph just moving out of the way for Wira. So Wira taking a very quick first time lap in the first qualifying session. Corby's just gone for a big spin. Race feed showing that he's just had his lap time validated multiple times. It's usually when there's been quite a crash or run off track quite significantly. Just commencing sector 3. First times coming through, Philly and Coolboy. Philly qualifying the pole with 1:31.664. A little bit slippery for Guerra here. This could cost him some speed. He did manage to hang on to that. Slightly too early of a turn in for that. Cost him a little bit of exit speed. is still a very good lap though. A 1:31.588. And then there was a couple of errors on that lap. He could definitely get that down to a very quick 1:31. To be getting that off the mark for the first time lap, doing spectacularly well. 3 drivers also doing the same. Billy 1:31.664, Sami 1:31.966. Then have DK in with a 1:32. Mickliffe in with 1:33. We're qualifying 6 currently. That tail looking very slippery. Whereas just brought that car in. Whereas currently around a 1:36.320. Doesn't improve. Stays in 8th position. T-Rex qualifying in 10th with 1:37. He's just got DK in behind him. T-Rex can pick up some good pace. Oh, Marky Mark's just gone for a spin. Oh, sounds like DK just hit as well. Could very well invalidate his next time. Steph's qualified with a 1:38.366, getting her 12th position. Balaki getting a timed lap in this session, currently on 14th. That Muriel Philly has just gone for a spin. Not sure if he's taken damage. There's 8 minutes remaining of the qualifying session. Maybe worth bringing the car in. DK bringing in after that spin. Mick currently in the garage. Army just coming back out of the pits. Like he just running wide. Didn't invalidate his time. A little bit slippery as he finds that inside curb. Dean Effects yet to get a time on the board. This will be a timed lap. It is, it moves him up into 4th position, setting a 1:31.883. Length 0.361 away from pole time. It's currently held by Sami with a 1:31.522. Less than a 10th difference between himself and Wira's time. That's T-Rex that's just moved over to the side. Yes, bringing the car back into the pits. T-Rex mentioning in the lobby in the break, apparently big incident, crash we missed between himself and Coolboy. He said he was surprised Coolboy didn't actually flip with the contact. It will be an interesting one to go back and review. If you want to stay up to date with all our results, standing and race incident reports, you can go to our Facebook page. You don't need a Facebook account to actually see all the content that's on there. So that's fb.com/Apex Esports League. And we do post all our results and standings onto there after the races. Once we've reviewed the replays and any post-race penalties. Do head over to there, give us a like. If you are just joining us for the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. Growing lovely. Feels like we're only just chasing down 160 viewers not too long ago, and now we're near the top end towards 180, so it's pretty exciting. Ooh, it's a big flip down the back. I'm not sure who that is. Is that Mark's car? I think he got into a broad slide, started to roll that car. He has qualified 7th. There's 4.5 minutes remaining, so he's got enough time to be able to get out there and try and improve that time. Doggy currently qualifying in 15th, and he's got that grid place penalty. But as it stands currently, that's going to see him be bumped down to start in 16th position. Currently in 13th. Poor boys has had his lap time invalidated. Where he doesn't need to shave much off his best time to steal pole position away. Only 0.067 away. Oh, that's just cost him. That's just invalidated that lap and the following. Bit of frustration there, brings that car in. He's probably running fairly low on fuel. It's not going to give him much time to get out there and get those tyres up to temp for another cracker of a lap. Leaving things very fine now. It would have been alright to hang on for a lap if fuel was going to allow it. Damon qualifying in 2nd place. The car decided to go and grid themselves up. I think it's Simo. Finding a good position already. Probably practicing race start, wouldn't be surprised. Despite seeing several of the cars roll forward quite a fair bit at the start of the race, no drive-through penalties were given, so I think they did roll back. And on the pit straight, there is a bit of a slope, so the cars will roll forward. So if you haven't got your foot on the brake, once it syncs up and gets the cars ready, the car will actually start to roll forward, and you can possibly cop yourself a false start penalty. And he crosses the line, not improving his time. It wasn't too far off, so he did a 1:31.420. His qualifying time is a 1:31.3. He is definitely keeping it consistent. This will be another first time lap for We're Up. That's Damon towing in behind Philly. and DK. Oh, Philly's just going for a slide. He's brought it into the pits, that's unfortunate. T-Rex just swerving out of the way from Marky Mark. This car is showing a fair bit of damage. However, the cars will actually still show most of the buckling once they've brought the car back in and got a fresh car. That doesn't mean he's taken the damage on this lap. This is qualifying complete. Sami is in the pits. He's got pole with a 131.3. If it's going to be beaten, it's got to be done this lap. Definitely not going to be done for Demon. We're fishing going on for Wirrat. Not improving his position. There's 75 seconds left to get last qualifying laps done. And someone has spun out. And yellow flag. Shane, not sure where. About turn 3. Can Corby steal pole position away? No, he stays in 5th position. Nick Cliff should have enough time to complete this lap. He's on approach into turn 12 now. Very cautious on that throttle. Does he improve? Doesn't improve. This is Balaki left out on track. This won't be a qualifying lap for him, obviously. And with Doggy Daddy taking the 1 grid place penalty, that will see Balaki move up into 15th position. A nice little smoke show courtesy of Balaki G88. Quite a fair amount of smoke. It's not always a spectacular amount of smoke that they put off, so well done there. But Sami takes pole with a 131.3. Demon Effects starting in position 2. Third, and then the rest of the grid is Philly, Corby, Marky Mark, DK, Gallon, Mickliffe, T-Rex, Coolboy, Simo Simsel, Dirty Monkey, Steph. Doggy Daddy has that grid place penalty, so moves down into 16th, and Balaki moves up into 15th. So over to the grid now. Drivers gear up for race 2 of round 4 of the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. And we do thank our partners, Pagnian Advanced Simulation and Next Level Racing, for supporting Apex eSports League. They did offer up the great prize of the Next Level Racing wheel stand light. Gallon 350 did win a couple series ago. And that was kindly donated to Mick Cliff, so fantastic work there. I do thank them for supporting and offering up such a great prize. Look forward to working with them going forward as well. Got a pretty jam-packed year of racing coming up for 2022. If you head over to our YouTube, you will actually see our trailer for the upcoming season. That is on the link down below, and it is case sensitive. It's bit.ly/ApexESL. That is just a shortened link for our YouTube, as it is quite a lengthy one, as we can't actually shorten it until we reach quite a hefty amount of subscribers. Don't forget to use those sound effects controls down underneath the stream as well. That'll be played over it, so that way you can cheer on your favourite driver. Jump in the chat, let us know who you're here to cheer on. Drivers all ready for the start of race 2. Looks like Simo nudging forward a little bit there. Delay start by Demon. That's allowed that's Philly, get up along the inside of him. He's going to own track position coming down into turn 1. I think he's actually gotten a car length ahead of him as well, so snuck in. Wira goes on the offensive through turn 1, taking on Demon. Not enough space to be able to get that track position. Demon keeps him at bay. Billy there to put some heavy pressure on Sami. A great start to race 2. A bit of off pace for Sami through that corner. Demon also running a tad wide. Going to lose off a little bit of pace. We're seeming to be a little bit quicker than him at this stage. Corby quickly closing down in on Gallant. Nice early turn in from Wira, carrying a good amount of mid-corner speed. Did slightly put him off on the corner exit. A great run in through turn 12. That's going to have him sitting right on the tail of Demon. Look at him closing that gap in through that slipstream. It's not going to be enough to be able to make a maneuver on a pass for an inside line. Just going to have to hang tight and sit on him a little bit more. Probe him for another opening. Billy's starting to drop away from Sami. Runs very wide. This is where I think we get a slowdown shown to the drivers over the course of the longer race. It's probably okay just to ignore it. 1 second's probably not going to be too drastic at this stage. Lag skip just occurred for Demon. Probably still trying to close down in on Gallant. A bit of battle going down towards the back end. Laps here. There's only 13 seconds separating. It's been a good couple of laps. They've done very well, keeping very tight. There's several battles going on. Fullboy having a lot of pace and starting to close down in on Mick Cliff. BK having a huge amount of pace coming out of turn 12. I don't think it's going to be enough speed to be able to get a jump on P-Rex for turn 1. Slightly different lines through that turn 1. Where it was closing down on Demon, but Demon managed to pull away on the straight. Oh, that's a lock-up by Philly or Sami. Leaving a cloud of smoke behind as the rear tyre is locked up down into the corner. Philly hunting down Sami, has not let Sami off easy at all for these first 3 laps. Wira gets a great run on that corner. Carries a heap of speed through. Then Demon gets him on the corner exit. The differences in driver style to car setups. Great for seeing those variances. Mark's going to be getting a nice slipstream here. Big line of traffic going down pit straight. But he's going to have to be quite cautious of any aero wash through turn 1. Runs off tad one. Not sure if that was a lag jump. May have been wide. DK gets the move on T-Rex, gets past Mark. Mark also goes around T-Rex, going for a spin. I'm not sure if there was a little bit of contact. It may have been tapped. They were racing pretty close. And it is quite a tricky corner and very easy to spin out in. T-Rex could have very well been in a spin before. Mark's just evaded him just in time. That same as the corners again, where it closes down on the second corner of that technical section. The Demon pulls away. Barney's starting to put a bit of a gap on Philly. He's 3 tenths quicker last lap around. There's now 1 second gap between the two. DK now having passed T-Rex. Now has his sights set on Gallen. Gallen running rather wide on that corner again. Well, there's been a spin. That's cool, boy. Looks like he's taken some heavy front end damage. Simo just passes him. A couple of seconds behind is Dirty. I don't know how wounded Cool Boy's car is going to be at this stage. Billy's still teetering on that 1 second gap. You can see here, this is a section that we get where each time gets right down in on that apex, right on the dip, carries a lot of speed, and Demon starts to pull away. However, we're a lot more on pace this lap. We had Demon quite a fair bit ahead. I think he's going to go for a pass. May have enough to try and position in. No. Gallen, DK and Mark all taking different lines through that corner. They almost end up going down into a free wide situation. The synchronized driving with these three. Can we see we're try and close that gap in on Demon again? He's going to have some pressure from Corby very shortly. We're on lap 6 of 22. There's a couple of post-race time penalties given. Dirty Monkey and Falaki both given one so far. Those lines going again. That's where it gets right on his tail here. He needs to try and probably get him, change his line just a little bit on sector 3. I think he's going to have enough now to be able to nose up. No, not quite. Every lap he's inching a little bit closer and closer down that straight to being in a good position to make a pass on turn 1. amount of pressure we'd be putting on Demon, would definitely be looking to force an error anytime soon. And that can then give an opportunity for him to then pick a gap and then get around. Marky Mark locks up. Ooh, Cool Boy's just gone in for a spin. Currently a lap down. The blue flag would be shown here. Pretty sure that's T-Rex in behind him. And jump on to the bumper of Wira's car. How close he gets this car. I think he's going to get him for a pass on turn 12. He's got him this time. Demon strangely still getting a fair bit of speed. However, Wira's going to own track position. That's going to force Demon to have to yield. That's just put him straight into the line of Corby. Fantastic pass by Wira. That moved him up into position 3. Less than 5.5 seconds away from the race lead. Wira took both the fastest lap bonus points last week. He can keep up this pace at this stage. Ooh, a little bit of a bump. Corby looking for an opening around Demon. Gave a little nudge. Oh, and then Corby's just gone into a spin. Bit of oversteer and too much throttle coming out of that corner. It's going then getting around. Ooh, a bit of door-to-door rub. As Corby tries to re-enter the track. I think he's quite wounded on that right-hand side. I think we've got Vazmak 1, 2, 3 at the moment. We're now looking to take on Philly. Did cross over a line. He may have had enough speed to be able to go down there. Possibly did prematurely break that stream. This point, he could very well start contemplating conserving tyres, just depending on what their strategy is for pitting. It is a mandatory pit requirement, and the tyres are definitely not going to last out. Even a set of hards would be unlikely to last the full 22 laps. The championship leader Sami leading the race. This is the race where the big points are at. 120 points up for grabs if you can take the victory. We're on a same section again. Some fantastic pace. He's going to do a bit of deja vu move here like he did to Demon. Carrying a lot of speed through turn 12. Great exit speed, puts that great run down pit straight. He's going to move himself up far enough to be able to own track position down through turn 1. He's moved himself up into position 2. And it was Wira that broke the winning streak from Sami. He's now 5 seconds away from our race leader. Here's our first drivers coming in for the pits now. Mick first to pit. 30 Monkey also coming in. Pitting on lap 10. out on soft tyres. Be pitting in at this stage. The drivers were finding the tyres were well and truly cooked in those last couple of laps of the sprint race. If they're swapping tyres now, it's likely they'll jump onto a set of hards. They're going to redo the remaining 12 laps. It is afternoon time. The race started at 2 p.m. Weather conditions will change from light cloud covered through to clear. Marky Mark sitting hot tight on Gallen's tail. A little bit slippery on that exit with Gallen. Billy's darted into the pits. Quick tyre change. Shouldn't have too much in repairs to contend with. Marky Mark did get the pass on Gallen. Gallen got him on the next one. Mark then tucks back in. I think Gallen ran rather wide, so he's just been issued a slowdown request. It looks like Steph just in behind them. Steph currently a lap down. Oh, that's Balaki that's just spun. Currently on lap 10, Coolboy on lap 10 as well. On Balaki's just spun again. Those three are racing for position. Dirty Monkey currently in 13th. And Clip in 12th. Bugger Daddy in 11th position. DK in 10th. Weira just takes the race lead. Both Sami and Demon Effects coming into the pits now. We're opting to stay out on track. Those tyres are holding out. That could be a definite advantage. The lap he just set was a 1:33. Last laps for Sami and Demon. Sorry, no, Sami and Philly, I think, were about 1:34s. Whereas tyres maybe just holding out a little bit longer. And if that is the case, and you can still push a bit more out of them, get some very quick times, I could see him head into the pits and maybe back out on track just in front and still maintain that race lead. 10 seconds ahead of Marky Mark, but he does need to pit in. Gallen also needing to pit. Our race lead was Sami. And he's currently 35 seconds behind. We can possibly estimate about 30 to 35 seconds for a pit stop. It is a very long pit lane. Bring up the map. The arrow on the pit lane there being so here's the second white dot down that straight in that red pit lane on the map. The arrow now is Sami. Will be race lead once the other drivers pit in. Weira can get out and away. He's on the move, you can see him moving. Sami now coming down pit straight. I think he's just going to come out just in front of him. There they are, side by side. Sami only just gets back into the lead, so we're in a very good position for P2. He moved up into P2. He was only 5 seconds behind Sami. Having now both pit. He's He's only 1.5 seconds away from Sami's time. Sorry, Sami. And Sami's just copped himself a post-race time penalty as well, I think. Yes, 1 second. That could be costly, especially if Wira is to stick to his tail. Cold tyres for Wira. Finding a little bit slippery. Mark in the race lead, bringing that car into the pits. Those tyres have got to be well cooked at this stage of the race, lap 13. Gallen now takes race lead from lap 14 of 22. 8 laps to go. Hey, nice guy. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Mark's away out of the pits now. We'll need to see Gallen head in and make his pit stop. Probably out on hards and might try and last it out, but those tyres may be well done now. Could be losing a fair bit of pace. Sami will take that race lead back by the time Gallen goes in to serve his mandatory pit requirement. Oh, where is this? Misjudged that corner again. I don't think there's a fuel load difference. Could very well just be different tyres. Hopefully he didn't go into the pits and end up not getting tyres changed. Drivers have had issues with pit stops. Getting tyres changed, having to go back in for another pit. Demon looking to get around Philly, they're now side by side. Demon's going to be on the outside, the final corner. Dart out to try and make a move. It was a little bit early. Didn't have enough slipstream to try and shoot out and around. Got to hold off just for a little bit longer. He runs rather wide. That's possibly going to be giving him a slowdown. Could be opportunity for Demon to get past. Gallen's still out on track. Lap 15. His lap times are dropping off just a bit. He's about a second off pace currently. While he's still setting 136s and Sami out fresh, doing 132s. Probably good for Gallen to head into the pits. Look out for some fresh rubber and start getting some slightly quicker lap times. Well, Steph's just gone for a spin through turn 12. Doesn't appear to have taken any damage. Good boy and Balaki. Little ways from her at this stage. Around 6 seconds for Cool Boy. T-Rex finally close in on Mick Cliff. The Demon effects. Still trying to get around Philly, but Philly is starting to pull away. Last lap, about 3/10 quicker. Very different line. Much later braking position. Goes for an inside line here. Oh no, but then touched him. So where did Philly go off? Philly was ahead enough. Demon needed to be able to yield there. He's redressed that situation, giving him the position back. Philly gets out of that fairly well, considering that could have been quite bad. He turned around near that wall, and he actually managed to be recovered and not lose a position in the end. Very good redress by Demon. May have even actually been equal claim to the corner at the point which they touched. It almost looked like Demon was at least halfway along at the apex. Misjudges that corner. Will Corby be able to get around him here? He may have a damaged car. Drops 2 positions, maybe 3. Door to door, around the hairpin. Some good competitive racing there. Mark gets along inside him. This is where it went wrong for Philly and Demon. Very aggressive pass, and I think it definitely paid off. Got in there and owned that track position just in time. I think Philly is dealing with a damaged car. Heading into the pits. I think he's got a fair bit of damage to try and contend with. Gallen's still out on track. I'm sure I have not seen him go in and pit. There's only 4 laps remaining. Sami in position 2. We're in at P3. He's now nearly 5 seconds behind Sami. Sami does have a 1 second post-race time penalty to be applied. If you can close that gap down. It's unfortunate for Philly to drop down into 6th position. He needs to be staying as close to Sami as he can coming into the final round. Only a few laps to go. We got spam box, that's great. Lucky Mark looking to try and get around Philly again. Cuts that corner. Runs wide. I'm not sure if it is actually giving anyone slowdowns there. We've seen Gallen take that line quite wide several times He hasn't copped any slowdowns and doesn't appear to have slowed down at all. A little short on that corner. Hitting that curb, putting him off pace, but not enough for Mark to be able to catch up to him. He's only got a couple more seconds to catch back up to Demon Effects. And Simo Simsel moving out of the way with the blue flag. Got his wipers on too. Must be rather distracting. Several drivers with post-race time penalties now. Sammy, Corby, Philly, Dirty, Coolboy and Balaki all wearing. We're on lap 20. Gallon 350 currently leading. Sami only 1 second behind. I'm pretty sure Gallon has not pit. He has been in. He's done a bit of a sneaky one and managed to find his way up through the front. Pretty sure he was running around 5th or 6th when the race leaders first went in. Gallon's lap times quickly dropping off. Sami through. We're now 5 seconds still behind Sami. Demon still holding on to the tail of Corby. Mark and Philly still looking to battle it out for position 6. Cross the line for lap 21. We'll need to see Gallon head into the pits this lap. Demon right up tail of Corby. This is super close. There is no room here. Will he put himself in for an inside line? No. Riding on the bumper. Demon Effects. Mark's still trying to close down in on the Philly, get that position around him again. A little bit of a slip. Like he almost went into a slide under braking. Demon too wide through the hairpin. Is he going to get the pass of Corby? Yeah, got some lap traffic coming up. That's T-Rex just up ahead. Demon gets a great line down through here. In goes Gallon into the pits. I believe he lasted out 21 laps before pitting. And then only getting lap times of about 1:37. Demon Effects is going to try and use the back marker to use for a slipstream and get around. So now 3 wide coming down the turn 1. Demon not quite owning track position. He's going to have it here though. They're now equal. Can he get him on the corner exit? He's not going to be in line for the next corner. Corby's going to own it now. I did put him quite offline. These two are fighting it out for every inch of the track on the final lap. Marky Mark has gotten around Philly. He's now moved up into position 5. Not sure if Demon is aware, depending on what drivers have on their heads-up display. Oh, costly. A little bit of oversteer. Could lose the position to Marky Mark here. Here's Sami taking victory. He's got that 1 second time penalty. We're 5.5 seconds away, not costing him the victory. So congratulations, Sami, top of the podium. And to Wira taking position 2. Corby does have a time second penalty. He's got 2 seconds. Demon only has to hang on. He's going to be able to take podium away from him, yes. Corby crosses the line in 3rd, but post-race time penalty drops him down into 4th position. Demon takes podium. Marky Mark in 5th position, Philly in 6th. Going just crossing and lapping Simo Simsel there. It's crossing in 8th position. Mick Cliff coming up in 9th. Flash of the lights, he's happy. Oh, had a disconnect as well by looks. Yeah, disconnect right at the end. That'll be costly for Coolboy. That'll be no points for the round. DK crosses in 10th position. It's 30 seconds to get the last laps done. He will be crossing over to Sami, Wira and Demon to interview them live. If you have any questions, throw it up and we can relay it to our drivers and see if they can answer it for you. And there we have Sami taking victory in race 2. So well done to Sami. And also on the podium is Wira, congratulations, and Demon Effects in 3rd, well done. The rest of the standings is Corby, Marky Mark, Philly, T-Rex, Gallon, McCliff, DK, Dirty Monkey, Doggy Daddy, Simo Simsel, Steph, and Balaki. And Balaki copying a 12-second post-race time penalty, and also Gallon. So Gallon probably speeding in the pits in that last lap and going in. So it's usually any speed over the 60 Ks will copy you a 10-second penalty straight away. I do need just to make sure I get screenshots for this so I can do the results for the guys in the coming days. And then we will be having Sami, Wira and Demon in here in a moment once I send out through their invites. Sami, Wira and Demon will be joining us in just a moment. I did forget to scan through in race 1 to see who took the fastest lap bonus points. I think it's a 1:32.565, and it looks like it may be to Sami, so a bonus 10 points there. We got the podium joining in now. Now, congratulations on the win, Sami. That's going to be a good run into the final round.
Yeah, thanks, JT. I wasn't expecting that one actually. It's some really close times.
And, yeah, Wira was really hounding you down towards the end as well. He was closing that gap in very quickly.
Yeah, I was expecting him to sort of be on the tail towards the end. So yeah, it's a good race by him and Demon.
5 seconds. Yeah, spectacular. Yeah, congrats, Wira.
Yeah, cheers, JT. First of all, awesome job, Sami, mate. Well done, Demon. Unlucky to Corbs, mate, with the penalty. Yeah, mate. After the pits, mate, I didn't put the right tyre pressures in, mate. So it sort of struggled, mate, for the sort of last stint of the race, mate. But mate, congrats, Sami, mate. Well done, mate. You had the pace, so awesome job.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
cheers. We did notice that. Didn't know whether they might have not changed your tyres and you were just going to try and battle it out. There's tending to be a lot of understeer in that sector too for you, Wira.
Yeah, mate, the car was woeful, mate. It was just, like I said, mate, the tyre pressures were completely wrong, and it was just like ice skates, mate, out there, so there was no chance, you know. I did my best, mate, to hold on, mate, but towards the end, mate, it sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, bro.
Well done. And congratulations, Demon.
Yeah, thank you very much, JT. Well done, Sami. Well done, Wira. It was a good race. I started on the hard tyres, the boys just started pulling away, and then I pitted and put the softs on, and I should have just ran softs and changed them. But Gallen, he went all the way on the hards and didn't change his tyres. And
Yeah,
I
to
thought
pit
halfway
lap
through,
21. Yeah.
yeah, well,
Did
because I
well.
had the hards on, I thought, oh, should I risk it? Because I saw Sami and that go in, and I thought, but no, it just stayed on. But then I had some good battles with Philly and Corby at the end, so it was very good.
It was, yeah, and then just batting the last lap, a few exchanges door to door, and then getting him through that post-race time penalty right on the straight. So it was
Yeah, at
very
first I
tight.
didn't realise he had that. I was congratulating him on third, and then I saw it was 2 seconds. I went, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering how aggressive you're going to try and get him on the last few corners. I didn't know if you would have seen that he had 2 seconds on him.
No, wasn't aware of it. No.
Yeah, well done,
Perfect.
guys. Great racing. And it's going to be great seeing you on the mountain for Bathurst next week.
Yeah, can't wait, JT.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
again,
looking
mate, thanks a
forward
lot, mate.
No worries.
Awesome show,
Cheers.
mate, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you
Thanks,
very
JT.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
mate. Come on.
Thanks, guys. There we have our podium finishes for the main race in round 4. Sami taking victory, Wira in P2 and Demon Effects in P3. And next week we do have the final round, so we will be heading off to Australia for Bathurst Mount Panorama, and it is the final race. It's worth some very big points. It's just the one race, the one qualifying session, and that's 240 points up for grabs for the win. So with Sami heading into the championship, into the round with a very strong championship lead, it's going to be a very good race for Sami. It could potentially just be an arrive and win, provided he has a clean race. So do stay tuned. Do hit that follow button if you haven't done so already, because you will be notified when we go live for Project Cars. We have that on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m, and also iRacing on Monday night. So we have our final round for the Super 2 series. So you can see the VF Commodores and FG Falcons doing the battle on Mount Panorama as well for their final round. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you trackside next time.